If you watch my Carnivore for Beginnings video, you may have been thinking, okay, Dr. Hampton, but what about the rest of us who still want a little color on the plate? Fair question, because I cannot talk about healing through low-carb nutrition and act like carnivore is the only road into town. I'm carnivore, but my wife is much more keto. And that right there should tell you something important. You do not have to eat exactly like me to heal. In fact, for a lot of people, keto is the perfect place to start. It's flexible, it's practical, it's family friendly, and when done right, it can help you lower insulin, control cravings, reduce inflammation, improve blood sugar, and finally give your body a chance to burn stored fat instead of just chasing the next bowl of starch like it's a part-time job. So in this video, I want to make keto simple, not internet simple, not influencer simple, not just buy my 47 ingredient keto brownie mix simple. I mean real life simple, the simple plate method I use with patients. And stay with me, because before this video is over, I'm going to show you the one mistake that makes people think keto failed, when really they were just building the plate wrong. And before we go too far, drop a comment and let me know, what's your current dietary pattern? This helps me tweak my videos to suit your particular needs. Now here's the first thing I need you to understand. Keto is not carnivore light, and carnivore is not keto's boss. They're cousins, close cousins. Both can help you heal. Both lower the carbohydrate burden. Both can move you away from the blood sugar roller coaster that has people eating breakfast at 8, snacking at 10, crashing at noon, regretting life at 3, and standing in front of the pantry at 9 p.m. like it holds the meaning of existence. But the difference is this. Carnivore is more restrictive. Keto gives you more range. And for many people, that range is exactly what makes it sustainable. Some people love vegetables. Some people enjoy avocado, olives, salads, asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, peppers, mushrooms, or zucchini. Some people want more room for spices, sauces, and variety. Some people want to eat in a way their spouse can actually join without filing a complaint. That's where keto shines. And here's what I've seen in practice. Some people start with keto and do wonderfully. Their blood sugar improves. Their hunger settles down. Their energy gets better. Their waist starts shrinking. Their brain fog begins to lift. And they stay right there. Others start with keto, improve, but not enough. Maybe their autoimmune symptoms are still flaring. Maybe their gut is still not happy. Maybe cravings are better but not gone. Maybe their mental health is still fragile. That's when people experiment with carnivore. And guess what? Some people go the other direction too. They use carnivore as a healing reset, then later reintroduce keto foods once their body is in a better place. That's why I want you to hear me clearly. This is not a religion. This is an experiment. Your body is the laboratory. Your symptoms are the data. Your healing is the goal. Now let's make keto simple. Here is the plate method I use with patients right here in my clinic. Step 1. Start with protein. Not fat bombs, not keto cookies, not almond flour biscuits pretending to be a personality. Protein. This is where beginners mess up all the time. They hear keto and think that means drinking butter, adding oil to everything, and putting cheese on foods that never ask for cheese. But the foundation of a keto plate is protein. Beef, chicken, turkey, fish, seafood, eggs, pork, lamb. Whatever protein works for you, because protein helps preserve muscle, supports satiety, stabilizes appetite, and gives your body the building blocks it needs to repair. So when you build your plate, start by asking, what is my protein? That should be the first thing on the plate, not the afterthought. Step 2. Add low-carb vegetables if you tolerate and enjoy them. This is where keto becomes more flexible than carnivore. You do not have to eat vegetables to be healthy. Let me say that clearly before the broccoli police come after me. But if you enjoy them, tolerate them well, and they help you stay consistent, they can absolutely fit into a keto plan. Think leafy greens, cauliflower, zucchini, cucumbers, asparagus, green beans, mushrooms, peppers, Brussels sprouts. A salad if you like it. The key is that vegetables are not the main event. They are the supporting cast. In the standard American diet, people build a plate around starch and use protein like decoration. A little chicken on top of a mountain of rice. A few slices of beef next to a potato the size of a football. On keto, we flip that. Protein leads. Low-carb vegetables support. Sugar and starch step aside. That one shift changes everything. Step 3. Add fat to satiety. This is the part people either underdo or overdo. Fat is important on keto because it helps with energy, flavor, fullness, and reducing dependence on carbs. But fat is not a dare. You do not get extra points for floating your eggs in a half a stick of butter if you're already full. Use fat intentionally. Cook your protein in butter, tallow, ghee, or olive oil. Add avocado if it works for you. Use olives. Use cheese if tolerated. Use dressings wisely. Use sauces that don't sneak in sugar like a thief in church. The goal is not to force fat. The goal is to use enough fat so that you are satisfied and not prowling the kitchen an hour later looking for just a little something. Step 4. Remove the starch and sugar. This is the part that matters most metabolically because people will say, I tried keto. Then you ask what they ate. And it turns out they ate oatmeal for breakfast, a wrap for lunch, fruit juice with dinner, and then a healthy granola bar because they are trying to be disciplined. That's not keto. That's just disappointment with a wellness label. If you're doing keto, the obvious carb-heavy foods have to go. Bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, chips, crackers, sweets, sugary drinks, juices, most cereals, most snack bars, and yes, even the foods marketed as natural, heart-healthy, and made with whole grains. A lot of those foods are just glucose in a business suit. Now here's the mistake I promised you earlier. The number one mistake beginners make on keto is this. They build a low-carb plate, but they keep snacking like they're still eating high-carb. This is where things fall apart. Because when your meals are built correctly, you should be less hungry, less snacky, less obsessed with food. If you're eating every 2 hours on keto, something is off. Usually one of 3 things is happening. Either you didn't eat enough protein, you didn't eat enough fat to be satisfied, or you're still eating foods that keep cravings alive. That's why the plate method matters. It simplifies everything. So let me show you what this looks like in real life. Breakfast could be eggs with sausage and avocado, or an omelet with meat and a side of sauté spinach. Or if you're not hungry, maybe you just wait. You do not have to force breakfast just because the cereal industry once convinced us that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. Lunch could be grilled chicken thighs over a salad with olive oil dressing, or a burger patty with cheese, pickles, and roasted cauliflower, or salmon with asparagus. Dinner could be steak with broccoli cooked in butter, or tacos in a bowl without the shell, or baked chicken with green beans and a side of salad. See how simple that is? Protein first. Low-carb vegetables if desired. Fat for satiety. No starch. No sugar. That's the plate. And I want to say something else to beginners. Please do not make this harder than it needs to be. You do not need to count every gram on day 1. You do not need to test ketones every 6 minutes. You do not need keto cupcakes, keto pizza, keto ice cream, keto cereal, keto bread, keto chips, and keto brownies just because somebody on the internet has a promo code. Can those products exist in the world? Sure, but when you just get started, keep it simple. The more your plate looks like actual food, the better you'll actually do. And here's the beautiful part. For many people, keto is enough. Enough to reverse the trend, enough to lower blood sugar, enough to lose weight, enough to reduce cravings, enough to feel hope again. And if later you want to experiment with carnivore, you can. But you do not have to earn healing by becoming more extreme. You need to become more consistent. That's the real secret. So if you are keto curious, start here. Build your plate around protein. Add low-carb vegetables if you enjoy them. Use fat wisely. Remove the starch and sugar. Repeat long enough for your body to finally stop running on chaos. Because whether you choose keto or carnivore, you are still moving in the right direction, which is toward lower insulin, toward better metabolic health, toward less inflammation, toward healing. And that is what matters most. I really hope this video helped you. And if it did, make sure to like and subscribe. Because on this channel, we talk about the root causes of why people get sick and what you can do about it using real food and real lifestyle change. Your body has been trying to heal all along. Sometimes it just needs you to stop feeding the problem.